Man, what you mean it's the internet? Okay. I'm like, shit. What you mean is we just got a LeContier countdown, y'all. Yeah, you're right. So, welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. You are watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. Today on the show, we're talking about racism in the music industry, 5 things not to get dad for Father's Day, and we got Boo Mitchell in the building. Yeah.
Royalty, baby.
So look, make sure you stick around, stay, hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. You're watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. We are growing by leaps and bounds, and we appreciate you being here. Hey, look, June is Black Music Month. All month long, we are celebrating Black music and those individuals that make it happen for Black music. I want to welcome my wonderful co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods, in the building.
I feel like I was just here. Looks like I was just here. Maybe I'm just having deja vu.
Hold on, though. Come on, tangerine dress.
You like tangerine?
I like
Summertime.
Yeah,
It's a loose dress, okay?
Sundress. Is it see-through, though? I'm trying to figure out what's going on here.
It is kind of got a little peekaboo on the side, but I got shorts on.
Okay. Mitch? Look.
Right.
Hey, man.
Hazman.
DJ Kojak in the building. DJ Kojak on 4 times.
Bam.
Oh, there it is.
You add to it, boo.
Yeah.
Right. Boo, did you hear that scratch?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there you go.
Hometown right there.
He added
Right.
to the scratch.
Boo Mitchell in the building, baby. Royalty. Give it up for him. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Come on now.
Hey, Boo, we're excited to have you, man. You know, it's Father's Day weekend, man. First of all,
sir.
thank you for joining us.
Bro, thanks for having me, man.
Man, look. First of all, don't come over here with no bougie shit now.
Oh,
Look. Come on, I need Boo Mitchell. I need Boo
I don't
Mitchell.
know how to do it.
Right. Man, look, man, first of all, man, look, it's interesting. And I don't know if it's weird to you or not, but you come from iconic blood, right? Willie Mitchell, right? We got to talk about Pops.
Yes,
and,
sir.
and I am fortunate and blessed to have shared some life and spent some time with Pops.
Yeah.
Who I thought the world of absolutely wonderful individual, right? But you spent a life.
I spent a life with him.
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah, tell us a little bit about Pops, and we're gonna get to your stuff too.
Man, so Willie Mitchell, my grandfather, technically a father on paper, because he adopted his grandboys to give us a name. He basically was the architect and the inventor of the Memphis soul sound.
Wow.
And that's those that know, but it's not something that's widely known. Everybody knows him from Al Green and all this stuff. But 20 years before he met Al Green in 1952, when he got back from the war, he wanted a new sound in music, and he played trumpet. His brother James, my uncle, played saxophone. And he said, man, because everything back then was big band and jazz and all that stuff. So he started his own thing, and that sound became adopted by Stax and American and really the world. His music, everybody knows him from Al Green, but his reach is far deeper than that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's incredible, man. Incredible legacy. But tell us some of the artists that Pops work with. And
Pop
then we're
work
gonna
with.
get to you.
So Bobby Blue Bland, Al Green, Ike and Tina Turner, Chuck Berry, Ann Peoples, Otis Clay, Aretha Franklin, Rod Stewart, Keith Richards.
Gee.
My goodness.
Wait, De La Soul.
De La
You know
Soul.
De La Soul
Yeah,
came to
yeah.
the studio
Yeah.
to produce it.
Yeah.
So it just
They use itself.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Shout out to DJ Zerk.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
incredible though, man. And you witnessed some of that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, tell us a story about being in the studio watching these players.
So I think the one of the coolest things that I saw in the studio was when him and Al Green got back together to do an R&B album. And back in 2002, they did this album called I Can't Stop. And I've been in the studio with Pop and Al before, but not as I was an associate producer. So I'm like involved in the project. And Al Green is out there in the vocal booth doing the vocal. And he starts walking around. The mic is here. Al all over the place singing. I jump up to say something. Pop like, no, let him, don't say nothing to him. But the magical thing is that Al's voice, it sounded like he was standing right there.
Wow.
So that was like, it just, a goosebump moment. Like,
yeah,
this
man.
cat
And
has
you witnessed-
mastered the microphone.
Yeah. Yeah, and you witnessed.
I witnessed
He
it.
knew
Yeah.
where to be and the proximity to be at that mic.
Yeah, it sounded like he wasn't moving at all, but he was all over that joint.
That is
Yeah,
incredible. Absolutely
Yeah, that.
incredible. Man, can you imagine, and for those of you that don't know that have never been to Royal Studios in South Memphis, can you imagine the energy that's in that building?
Oh, man, bro. Look, every time I walk, even when I was a kid, I knew it was something magical about the studio. You know what I'm saying? When you're a little kid, you feel stuff. And even to this day, every time I stick my key in the door, I'm fortunate and blessed, and just you can feel that energy that it's in there. It's even Pop talked about it when he was alive. He was like, there are good ghosts in here, O.V. Rice in here, Joe Cougars in here. You know what I'm saying? And people are still coming. Something that's been happening more recently is that artists have been coming to the studio with no music written, coming in with a band, writing it on the spot, recording it on the spot.
Capturing
And
it.
me, I'm like, man, y'all crazy. Y'all ain't got nothing written. Y'all gonna write it in? I'm like, okay.
Right, no, bring the budget though, right?
Right. And man, magic happened. I did BJ the Chicago Kids last album.
Did you?
He got an album called Gravy.
Man, you gotta tell us when these folks in town, man. We gotta have them on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
real talk. But man, they came in and stayed for a week and left with 15 songs.
He's dope as shit.
What?
Man, BJ is
working.
he that cat.
I have a question for you though.
Yes,
When
ma'am.
you said you were assistant producer in the studio, I'm guessing you didn't go to college, right? It was trained.
I tried to go to college. I went to Shelby State for a year.
We both of them. We both of them.
The Bluff City, shout out to the Bluff City Classic. No,
But it's hard for creative types to be in that
bro,
formal space, right?
then I went to Christian Brothers for a minute, but I'm working on my rap album,
Right,
at the
right,
time,
right,
and I'm
right,
like sitting there going, I'm like, what is Algebra 2 and all this?
Yeah.
Right.
Like
yeah.
it just, and back then they didn't have, they got all kind of music
Yeah.
programs and production. They got all kind of stuff. They didn't have that back then. If you want to do music at Shelby State, you had to be in the choir, and I can't sing at all. So
Right. Yeah.
it didn't last long for me. It wasn't my path, and thank God that I had, my family was, especially Pop was, he was never like pushy, but he was supportive, and he would do little things like if he saw, like, he never made us do music or none of that. My grandmama put us in piano lessons. We got kicked out. And then Pop came home and showed me how to play Ray Charles. And I was like, that's what I want to be doing right
That's how I
there.
wanna be
Not
taught.
this Beethoven.
Right.
And so Pop would just enhance. So if you showed interest in something, he would enhance it. He'd be like, oh, okay, you want to do this shit. Here go this drum machine. Here go the synthesizer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You've had everybody in there, man. Willie Brown. Come on, man.
I recently Bobby Rush just cut 2 records with him. Isaiah Sharkey been in the joint. Joss Stone, William Bell.
Joss Stone, man.
Man, that
Ooh-wee.
gal can
Man,
sing.
Joss Stone,
She
man.
can sing.
Man, look, but so who are some of the biggest artists that you've seen come through, and who are some of the biggest artists that you've personally worked with?
So biggest artist I personally work with, John Mayer, one, Wu-Tang Clan, one, Bruno Mars, probably the biggest.
wow.
Right. Tell us about that.
So the Bruno thing happened. It was cosmic, right? So do you remember Eileen Nathaniel from Clear Champ?
Yeah.
Okay, so Eileen,
Shout out
like
to
back,
Eileen. Yeah.
shout out to Eileen. So back in the late '90s, early 2000s, me and my brother Ballhead had a label,
Right.
and we had this group 201, and Eileen was the program
Right.
director.
Shout out to Archibald here too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so Eileen would never play my records, right? I'd take her record.
She would never put nobody record.
I don't hear the record, but she was a little bit,
right.
It was like going to the principal's. I was like,
right.
damn, and I'd bring another one. So flash forward to 2014,
Oh, my God.
I get a call, and it's Eileen Nathaniel, and I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, shit, am I in trouble? What's
Right.
Principal office.
Wait, can
Yeah.
I cuss on here?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Too late
So
now.
I'm like, hello, hey boo. I'm like, hey.
Right. Different tone. Right.
Different tone.
Right.
She told me she had these producers coming to town and they was looking for talent. So I couldn't get the names right. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. I'll get some folks to come and sing. And the producers ended up being Mark Ronson and Jeff Basker. And Mark, we know from Amy Winehouse. We know him from all kind of stuff now. And then,
Big producer.
yeah, and Jeff did a lot of Kanye West records. Did a whole Jeff Basker, insane dude as well. So I didn't know what they was looking for, and I didn't know what they was working on. So I called. I got Big Baby, Marcus Scott, and I got this cat Chris Johnson that ended up being on The Voice, kind of like a
we know Chris.
pop singer.
we
Yeah.
know.
So get them all in. As soon as Mark come through the door, he like freaking out about the artifacts. Al Green's microphone number 9, the Ann Peoples electric bongo.
Yeah.
So he, after a couple of hours of him freaking out, he like, man, we better listen to these folks sing.
Right.
So
Oh, yeah,
he
what
heard
we here for, right.
he heard the folks sing, and everybody's leaving. And on his way out, he like, man, I want to make my album here. And I'm like, okay. Gave him a card, and I honestly didn't think he was gonna call because folks come to Royal and they, be in the moment like this great thing, but they forget about it. So get a call a week later. It's like, this is Nicola from Mark Ronson's office. Mark would like to do 11 days and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, shit, yeah, 11 days? Come on, let's go.
Get it.
So he comes about, man, all this stuff happened like in a 2-week period.
Right.
He comes like 2 weeks later. And when he comes, he's got Trombone Shorty. He got 2 of the Dap Kings. He got Steve Jordan and Willie Weeks. Steve Jordan is John Mayer's producer, also the Rolling Stones' current drummer. Willie Weeks played bass on Donny Hathaway, David Bowie, all kind of stuff. Who else he got? He got Lana Del Rey's producer.
Man.
He got a whole.
Right.
I'm going,
He brought a
man.
whole
What the
team.
hell is what these folks finna do? I'm calling folks. I'm like, nigga, ain't nobody cutting records nowhere. To everybody.
Right.
So cut this. Start recording these amazing tracks. And during that session, he casually says, "Hey man, I got a record I want Bruno to come here and make." And I'm like, inside, I'm like, he talking about Bruno.
You kept your composure.
Outside, I'm like, all right. And he plays me the demo to Uptown Funk, and I was like, damn. They took, because my kids had played Trinidad James all gold everything about a month prior, and I'm like, damn, they took the ratchetest rap song and flipped it. So flash forward 3 months later, Bruno comes. And they wrote half that song in the studio.
Really?
All they had was a piece of it.
Right.
So they were there for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Bruno got a plane to catch 8 o'clock Monday. Friday night, they ran out of booze. They drinking Jameson. They ran out of booze like 2 in the morning. So I called my homeboy, JJ, Jerry Lee's on bill. I'm like, man, I need a bottle of Jameson now, bring it back.
Right.
So, get the booze. We cool Saturday, Sunday night. They writing the song. It's like 3 or 4 in the morning. They going through the Skippy and the Dragon and all the stuff, you know. And they ran out of booze about 4:15. So it's Sunday night, Monday morning. At this point, Bill Street closed. Everybody closed. So I'm like, shit, there's got to be some booze in my daddy's office. So I go in Pop's office, and next to his Lifetime Achievement Grammy is a bottle of Four Roses bourbon. Now this bottle is numbered and signed in gold. Bottle 8 of 100, signed by the distiller. So I looked at that junk. I was like,
Take one for the team, right?
sorry, Pop.
Right.
Crack it open. Bruno just happened to be. They wrote that song like back there with the tapes. In the hallway.
Yeah.
Bruno had his cup on the tape ledge. He said, "Yeah, Boo Mitchell, fill my cup, put some liquor in it." And by 4:30, that lyric was in the song.
Wow.
So get him in the vocal booth. Cameron Whalum in the house too. Shout out to Cam.
Who brought Cam? Was it?
Cam has been Bruno's
Yeah,
trombone player
that's right.
since the beginning,
Yeah,
because his brother Kenneth hooked him up with him. But anyway, stick Bruno in the vocal booth, put him on the most expensive mic I got. We in the studio, we like in the control room.
Right.
Dan, we up
Right,
jamming because it's Cat singing Uptown Funk. This shit sound good. So after a couple of takes, he's like, "Man, I want to do the vocal in the control room." And on the inside, I hear the Psycho shower music. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, because I don't have time to pull in headphones.
Right.
And so I'm just thinking, I'm like, shit, what mic won't feed back? SM57. So just like I thought about it, handed it to him.
Right.
I stood in front of one of the speakers. He stood in front of me. Everybody crowd around. He did that vocal like 3 or 4 times. SM57. So I'm knowing they're gonna replace it and get a call a week later. His engineer like, "Man, you know the vocal we did on the 57?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're keeping it for the record."
Incredible, man. Incredible story, man.
So
Incredible.
$89 mic.
$89.
Got me a nice paperweight.
Yeah, man. And how big did the record get?
That record sold 14 million copies. It was number 1 for like 11 weeks. At the time that Uptown Funk came out, the music business was at the all-time lowest sales that it had been in 20 years. And Uptown Funk like brought the whole industry up, and it got me a Record of the Year Grammy, which I'm the first and only Memphian to have a Record of the Year Grammy, which is kind of fucking stupid.
Hey, look, don't go anywhere, man, because I want to bring you back for another segment. So y'all don't go anywhere. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We'll be right back. I know, Nichelle. Don't kill me, Nichelle.
I know we went over.
Don't go anywhere. Stick around, because I got... Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You are on the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. So hit that subscribe button. It's a good time to do it right now. But look, check this out. June is Black Music Month, and all month long we're talking about Black music and those people that are behind the successes of Black music. We got in the studio with us Boo Mitchell. Y'all give it up for him, Boo Mitchell. Look, and so I had to make an executive decision. I said, we got to do another segment with
we're gonna be here all night. He gonna pay for my babysitter. Boo
Boo
Mitchell, you gonna write a check for my nanny?
For your nanny? It won't be the first time.
Right. Write that check.
We've been doing this forever.
Right. So the Bruno Mars record, that's what we were talking about, Uptown Funk. And and the reason why I want to bring you back for this segment also is because I also want to talk about the importance of that record, because it had been a long time since we had a full band
Yeah.
record, right? And spawned off of that, at the same time, coming up at the time was Anderson .Paak, right?
yeah, right. That's
he
right.
He was on the South Central soundtrack with Dr. Dre. That's where I discovered him at.
Yep.
That's where I found him first.
That's right.
Oh
That's
my!
right.
And I said, and I was playing at South Central. It took a long time for the South
Yeah.
Central soundtrack to come out.
Yeah.
After the movie.
After the movie,
right?
yeah.
And I was playing that soundtrack, right? And it's 2 songs on there with Anderson .Paak, right? And I'm like, who in the fuck is this? Right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And
This cat.
and then, but the Bruno Mars projects, and especially, Uptown Funk, brought back the full band, horns,
It really did,
instruments to the music business.
Soul and funk.
Right?
Yeah.
How that's so vitally important, man. We can't walk past that, man. What did you
Yes.
think about that when you and then my second part of the question is, what was the difference between the demo and the finished version?
Man, the demo and the finished, it was night and day. Like the demo was it was a piece of the hook and a piece of the first verse, and it wasn't, no horns.
Right.
It was
okay.
just,
Basic.
it was basic
Program.
stripped down, and yeah, dude, that's Bruno playing drums on the record. That's him in the studio playing the drums.
Right.
It's so crazy to watch.
Man, so
And most of the time, it's got to be a vibe. I don't think this record would have been this record if they would have did it anywhere else. That's just me.
that's very true.
I mean, because
Bro.
like the spirit of the place,
yeah.
Yes,
and even things that he would say, like you just said with the liquor,
Bro,
things.
From me being
Magic.
around them folks when they were writing that song, whenever I hear a Bruno, so he got a writing buddy, Philip Lawrence, the dude with like the thick eyeglasses in most of his videos, eyebrows
Okay,
and shit.
yeah.
So those are the two that write together, and them folks is wild as hell. They just like high school.
Yeah.
They in there cracking jokes, but
Right.
from me being around them, when I hear any Bruno song, I be like, that's a Bruno lyric.
Right.
That's a Phil lyric.
Yeah. When you're around these, you've been around some of the best producers in the world, right? And when you're around these guys, do you pick up some of their habits with what you see with them?
I notice. I wouldn't necessarily say pick it up, but definitely I learn from the experience. Like every session that I do, I try to learn something. Music is something you can't never think that you have it all figured out, because the minute you do, then you become obsolete. It's like you still have to have that childlike experimental first day of school curiosity. So I'm still learning. Like every project I do, I learn something. You know what I'm saying?
I have a question for you though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so like, first of all, you're a legend, and I think it's crazy, like the guests that they're bringing on here. This is not shade. Just for this to come from Memphis, I'm like blown. That's not shade, Parkinson. Don't clip. He gonna clip
She's
that
from
part.
Iowa, boo.
Yeah, I'm from Iowa.
Right.
I've been there one time. I've been there
Like,
one time.
yeah, the black girl from Iowa. So you remember that. But I'm amazed because, like I tell other guests, like it makes it seem obtainable. It's different when you hear across the happening in Australia
Right.
and be extra, but it's like you said you were born and raised here. Now, off the scenes, I asked a question. Like this studio that y'all referring to is still here.
Yes, ma'am. It's
The door's open.
The door is open. It's the oldest black-owned studio in the world. It's the third oldest recording studio in North America, and it's the fourth oldest recording studio in the world. And it's
So you're like a big wig. So
I don't know about
you
that.
you are. It's okay, but I love the humbleness. It's okay. I'll gas you up. I'm putting the pedal and everything for you. Okay, you be humble. But so let's say an ordinary person. I'm not a rapper or anything. You just don't work with any like Tom and Joe or whatever. What would it have to be? What would they have to take to work with you? Like I don't know. Like produce what they do, slide in your DMs, or do you look
No.
at people on Instagram that's
I-
come up with that?
I-
What
I-
person looking like what?
I-
I don't know.
Because that's not true. He does work with everybody.
Yeah, I work with
I don't know.
everybody.
See, I don't know, but you assume when you dropping Bruno Mars, you're like, well, dang, I ain't got no chance. I ain't his caliber.
I work
need
with
that.
everybody. The kind of music that my normal thing is to do live instruments.
Gotcha.
So a lot of times people call me for tracks and stuff. I mean, hell, I made tracks in '88, but I don't really do that no more. So my thing is, I found what speaks to me is live instruments and having cats. You know, every now and then I'll do a session that has some programming in it, but if if somebody want to do something and it's live instruments, that's what I do.
But let me ask you this though: where is your passion? Is it in producing? Engineering?
It's producing.
Where is it?
It's first producing, and maybe second in engineering and songwriting, close second and third. Because I write too. I wrote BJ, Chicago Kid, and Coco Jones, that single "Spend the Night."
Come on. Coco Jones, fine as hell too.
Yo,
It's
I wrote that.
I say it for you.
Yo, sorry, I had
She real
You had a
fine.
I had a moment there. Yeah,
She real fine.
yeah,
I
she
know.
real fine. But
She's from Tennessee too. Did you know that? You know, her dad played in the NFL. Mike Jones. He used to play for the Rams and played for the Titans too.
straight
Yeah,
up.
they live in Nashville. They got restaurant sandwich shops in Nashville.
Oh,
You didn't know that?
no, bro.
Yeah,
She close, real close.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, she's a talent though too.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
incredible. She's a true talent also.
Yeah, triple threat.
Yeah, yeah. So look, man, and just want to touch on some deeper stuff too, man. It's Father's Day weekend. You're a father.
Absolutely.
Your family, y'all dealt with some, tragic incidents.
Absolutely.
A couple years back. How has life changed for you?
Man, like with my son and his injuries, it just made me love him more, and just not take for granted any of your children, any of the moments that you have to be a father. Sometimes as fathers we deal with stuff that we don't necessarily want to deal with, but we can't look at these things as a problem or a tragedy. We have to look at it like it's an opportunity for me to be a better man, to be a better father, to be a better dad, So when, things happen with all your kids, but, I always try to show the love and support and just like do everything that I can do, to lift them up.
Yeah. How does the tragedy or the situation, make you feel about what's going on out here in Memphis today?
Man,
what do you think about it?
I must say that I'm really I don't really like what I'm seeing, in the news, and kids they need something to do. You got schools don't have sports programs, music programs. We had stuff to do, and the idol's mind is a devil's workshop and playground. So, I think somebody's got to come up with something for kids to do. All the spinning, what do they call it, slide shows and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, if they want to do that, why don't y'all designate an area
Right.
and let them do it and make it, like give them like make a thing out of it instead of like sometimes we're the older generation now. We're so quick to condemn and judge and try to enforce when, that was us 30 years ago. We was riding around Milford. We wasn't necessarily sliding.
We was
but
flicking though.
We was
wasn't sliding,
flicking.
though.
We was flicking.
Ain't that right,
and bumping.
We
We
was
had
flicking, right?
We had the kickboxing.
Right.
But
right. We was locking them in the trunk. Right.
That's
DJ Zerk.
But I don't really like what I'm seeing on both sides from the community and the authority. I think there's a way to it's got to be a way to bridge those gaps and to outreach and to get us on a different trajectory, because to me Memphis is the greatest city in the world. Memphis first.
Ooh, I almost ran
Everybody,
out of church.
okay?
Look, almost. You see how man, you gotta get
Like,
that, man.
okay.
Right.
And a lot of people. I had an artist from the UK recently tell me this young, 25-year-old actress, British white girl. She was like, "It's something about Memphis." She said, "I feel the presence of God here more than I've felt anywhere in the world."
Oh wow.
And I would have to agree with it, because in Memphis, like we embrace folks. You know what I mean? We real. We not gonna be like smile at you, and we really want to frown at you. If we want to frown, we gonna frown. Like, so it's a genuineness and a realness that Memphis got that it don't exist like that, bro.
In any other city,
I've traveled the world. I just got back from New Zealand, Australia, and London. I mean, it just don't. The Memphis realness, people are like, "Oh, if Memphis gets super commercialized, will it?" I'm like, hell no, we ain't gonna never losing our real.
Nah, it's a real soul here. And I'm a transplant too, from California, to Texas. But Memphis is the most unique city.
People are drawn here, like everybody. It's most of our legends and stars come from somewhere else. My dad in Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? But it's an energy and a spirit here, and
Yeah, there's a hell of a gravitational pull. I'll tell you that. Boy, you come here and you get stuck.
Okay.
Right. But look, hey, so it's Father's Day weekend, right? We got to ask this question.
Yeah.
5 things let me say it the right way. 5 things not to get dad for Father's Day. Come on, boo, give me one.
Oh, man. I'm trying to not hurt nobody's feelings.
Man, hurt the feelings.
What's the worst gift you done got?
5 things
I wouldn't say
not to get dad.
I wouldn't say worse, but sometimes there's some things that you need to be there in person to get your shoes.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
but what
they
not
might not.
What
they
should
might
they
not
get them?
shoes, because them joints might not fit. They might not fit right. I don't know, man. I'm always grateful to get her. When I was a kid, I would be mad that somebody would give me socks or underwear. And now I'm an older gentleman, at least the body is, and shit, I need socks. Give me all.
Right. And 5 things not to get dad for Father's Day.
Hell, I was gonna say socks. People say tired of socks and ties. They say they don't want no socks or ties. I don't know what they said. I don't know what to get. What? I don't know. I have no idea.
I'll give you one.
What?
Don't get dad a hooker for Father's Day.
A hooker.
Really
That's a good. That's a good one. That's a good one.
That probably won't be good for that.
That won't be good for that.
No,
Don't get that ass.
Right. Don't go pick nothing up off Lamar and bring it to dad for Father's Day.
Not Lamar.
Right.
How about just don't not recognize Father's Day? I think that's more insulting. I don't think men even care like that. Yeah, I'm serious. Did y'all boo me?
Womp.
Okay,
right.
Well,
DJ Kojak, 5 things not to get dad for Father's Day.
Well, I'll give you one.
Okay, give me one.
Let me relax. Don't give me no shit for one day.
No honey. No honey.
Don't call my phone.
No honey-do list.
Yes.
I'm not changing no tires. I'm not coming out
You're not changing tires.
chilling.
You're not changing
Right.
tires.
I'm not doing nothing on that. Don't give me no shit.
Don't give
Just
me
let
no
me relax.
shit.
That's fine.
Let me be me.
I take 2 of those.
Right. Angelica, now see, we're trying to teach you something over here. We're trying to
I
teach
do a
you
good. You
what
ask my
not to
husband.
give
I do.
Mitch
I get
for
my
Father's
husband.
Day.
My husband. People look at my husband and I'm a good gift giver. I don't never let him outdo me. So
Well, don't be
we
honey
don't
doing
have
the
we don't
brother.
have no problems with that. Don't do what?
Don't honeydew him on Father's Day. You
I don't ask him to do
creating
anything.
a honeydew list.
You don't do
Right.
nothing. I let him spend time with his girls. He has an older daughter, so I kind of let her kind of choose, cause like kind of what to do with her dad, cause she's 21. So I mean, this year I told y'all we did a staycation. I paid for everything. We stayed in the hotel. He relaxed. We went out, hit some rooftops. He got a gun save. One time I did everything for all the fathers. I don't think some of the wives even wanted to celebrate some of the dads that day, but still I put it together. So
Yeah,
I
me
do
and Coach-
a
Coach-
good job.
Did you get a Father's Day gift from Angelica?
Did I get a Mother's Day gift?
Yeah, you.
But that's just like a woman.
Did it show up?
Hey, Kojak.
They didn't deliver it.
No,
They didn't
and I'm
deliver
a
it?
first time mom. Y'all got y'all kids old. Y'all been daddy in a long
Damn.
time. I'm 1 year
Damn.
mama.
You're
right
right.
about
Amazon Prime. You
Thank you.
really gotta
I'm
call
1
them.
year mama. Y'all been at this for a long time.
Well, enjoy this, because when they grow up, it's gonna get.
Yep, that's right.
It's
That's
gonna do
right.
what?
She'll see, huh, Kojak? So look, We're going to come back in the next segment. We got, let me say that again.
Yeah.
So I can cut that out. We're going to come back in the next segment, and we got DJ Zerk coming up. Lock him in the trunk.
Yeah, that
Y'all
should
give
be
it up
fun.
for Boom Mitchell in the building. Yeah, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey, you want to
Chris
give
Pat
everybody your social media? How can
social
they find the studio? How can they get you
Studio
some money?
on Instagram at Royal Studios Memphis, and then I'm Boo Mitchell Memphis.
Can we come visit the studio? I want to see
Hell
the
yeah.
studio. I
Yeah.
want to go see it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I want to feel the spirit.
Come on.
Oh,
But
man,
I'm
you will
I
feel
did.
that energy when you walk in. Though,
Yeah.
seriously.
Okay,
Real
I'm
talk.
looking right
Real
now.
talk.
And
Okay,
I'm
so-
gonna say this: when I walked in a long time ago, when I walked, it makes you want to do something in there.
That's
Yeah.
You
that's
cannot
bro,
go
that's
in there and not want to do something. I'm
That-
like, oh
that's
my
what Mark
God.
Ronson said. He
Yeah,
said the
yeah.
studio makes you
Yeah.
want to play music. It's got a muse. He said
Yeah.
it's got muse to it.
Real talk. And look, I'm fortunate enough to say I actually recorded a demo in Royal Studios that was engineered by William Brown.
William
And-
Reed.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
yeah,
Boo,
yeah.
I don't want to go no
So-
more.
You know,
You have to went down a notch. I'm just joking.
So we'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Okay, I just followed the page.
1 minute. Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. You are watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. And we are excited to have you. And we got, hey, that's DJ.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
That's my guy, man.
Yes, sir.
Look. So, Angelica, hilarious. Angelica, I just got to tell you, so I got here in 1990. Right, to live here in 1990. I was stationed here in 86, 87. But came back to live in 1990. DJ Zirk now was one of my some of my first friends.
Yeah.
When I first got to Memphis. Now look, and he'll tell you, I was different than everybody.
Yeah.
Right? I ain't had no curls, right? Because I was still coming out of the military at the time, right? But man,
Square.
Right, square. right.
But he was a good guy, though. No, he was a good guy. He was a very good guy.
Yeah, and I say thank you to that. And an interesting thing is this, man. That something that I think people miss about Memphis is that you can be from somewhere else, right? But as people in Memphis recognize genuine and real people, right? I didn't have to pretend to be somebody else.
No.
I didn't have to act like I was, thug, gangster, this, that, and other. I could just be touche.
True.
Zerk could be Zerk, Squeaky could be Squeaky, and we are shit.
Well, you was helping us out too. You know what I'm saying? Along with we helping you out. So it all just worked. Together.
Yeah, man. But look, we again. It's so funny, man. I'm so glad we put this show together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because in the last segment, we were witnessing Memphis music history.
Yeah.
And here we got DJ Zirk again.
Come on
we
now.
are witnessing
Memphis
music
Yes, sir.
history.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. Y'all have no idea, man. And I tell some of our, and Angelica, especially Angelica, being educated.
I'm highly impressed. Okay? Memphis done went up too many notches today for me.
Hey,
Okay?
hold up, though, Kojak now. Kojak.
Too many
Now,
notches.
if I'm not mistaken,
Come on
in
now.
the pre-meeting, somebody said, y'all go talking about that history
No,
and this, that, and other.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what I said.
Y'all don't be, and I
I'm
don't be
gonna tell you what I said.
Okay.
I said, Parkers, we're gonna do receipts right here. When you edit, I need you to drop. Let me come edit so I can drop the receipts in the when we do edit. They have conversation. Have you been somewhere and everybody friends and they keep talking about stuff that you don't know nothing about? And then you feel like you're the outcast. I'm like, I don't know. It's the same story. It's the same story with different people that come with different parts. I'm like, let's hit it. Let's not stay there. We can reminisce, but we can't reminisce in the past.
No,
forever.
but something, it ain't that because
Oh, Lord.
what we listening to now is Memphis and every type.
I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about his Jerry Curl. He was plant based. And there's
La, they were la.
Booty girl at
La.
and the line used to be around the corner. And do you remember Kurt Johnson?
Kurt Clayton.
He used to be over there doing
right.
this. Sir,
Right.
no, we
But
don't.
what's crazy about all of that is that it's so all interconnected, right?
Yeah.
Right.
We can't talk about Spanish Fly without talking about Zirk. We
Right.
can't talk about SMK without talking about Zirk or Al Capone. We
Or
can't
DJ
talk about
Squeaky.
DJ
Right,
Squeaky.
right.
We can't, man, and all of that was the foundation of Memphis music. And the crazy part, let me ask you, how many times you been sampled?
I'm still clearing samples. I
hear
swear.
that?
Look, overseas.
You
like
get paid for him?
Yeah, I'm hitting them with a lick.
Okay, I was making sure now. I was making
UMG,
sure.
I just did 2 deals with UMG. I mean, that's overseas. That's Universal overseas. And it's like our music, we talking about like 89 music, still living today, and it's just so crazy that when I was doing it, I can't even believe it.
When it was being done,
We were just having fun.
Stuff,
Yeah,
right?
we were just having fun,
So do y'all think y'all was ahead of the game then, since it's still being sampled?
Well,
Wasn't
we
even thinking about
we
that.
didn't think about that. When me and Squeaky, we knew that we were doing something different.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? But we didn't know that it was going to be today. That's why I said every piece of music you hear today got Memphis in it. And they have to use Memphis.
Yeah.
What's your most sampled song?
Man, you won't believe I got the Too Thick album is the most
Right. Oh,
sampled.
that's the classic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
Of course
most.
it is. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. It's two.
Which song though? Which song in particular?
You wouldn't believe it's like a lot of them. I actually got about 25 more lawsuits going.
Right.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
With all the ones I even done cleared.
Right.
I'm like clearing them. My lawyer, we all going through them
Right.
because people don't sample so much of it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow, you know,
Yeah.
to hear people from overseas and how famous and known that we really are overseas. They like, I'm so hot in Germany. I just got a few problems I'm trying to clear up.
Right. So you get there.
So I get there.
yeah.
Well, they want their 4100. I'm going to give them their 4100.
Right.
I tried to talk them into it, and they like, no, man, we want the whole
Yeah. But let me ask you
Yeah.
this. So let's go back. So which song, and I know the answer, this is a rhetorical question. Which song was the biggest hit locally for you? First.
Well, Lock 'em in the Trunk was it because it was our radio song.
Right.
That was really the basis on the radio
Right,
song.
right.
But Looking for the Chewing
Right.
is really our first really underground hit.
Right. Yes.
Never mind. What?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And look, and you type in
That song.
Right.
and look, you type in Looking for the Chewing, it's about 100 remixes.
Right.
You type in Lock 'em in the Trunk, it's about 100 remixes.
Yeah.
I just all of a sudden
Why a
typed
light
in.
bulb going off now in my head?
Yeah. You get it.
I did
No
a
judgment from Iowa kids.
Look,
No judgment.
I did a song called Dirty O. You know what I'm saying?
Like that.
And I just
Come on, man.
Hey,
look.
Calm down. Calm down.
Dirty Hoes. Okay.
Hoes.
And I typed it up because I was looking for my Dirty Hose song. Man, about 100 of them came up.
Right.
I'm like,
So
Right.
does your
did-
attorney reach out to them if they don't have your permission?
yeah, no, he does. But I didn't know so many people was making remixes of our stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
like, wow,
Tommy
you
Wright
know.
he's killing it. Tommy Wright had something
Yeah.
on who? Beyonce
Beyonce.
stuff?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I mean, unbelievable, man.
I got one ASAP. I'm getting him. Man,
that whole
quite a
thing.
Who
few.
are some of the artists that got something?
Well, along with DJ Paul,
Right.
Megan Stallion, Lotto, man, it's so Suicide Boys, man, it's so many.
Absolutely
I mean, it's like
Kanye West
Me
got
now.
some stuff.
yeah, Kanye West,
Yeah.
Kanye
Which
West.
Kanye?
He did.
Well, he actually thought it was somebody else's. Ended up, it wasn't that person's.
Right.
But see, that person tried to claim everything out of Memphis.
Who tried to do that? Who was it?
Don't do it.
Y'all
No.
know.
Nah, come on, man. Come on.
Well,
Give us the story.
like I told him, he don't pay me money to keep me silent,
Right.
so I can't do nothing but
Right.
tell my history
Yeah.
and what I've been through. DJ Paul,
Right.
Yeah.
he tried to claim that sample. DJ Paul and Juicy tried to claim everything out of Memphis, but they have to dig through. And when they dig through, but they'll go ahead and try to claim it.
Right.
You know, but see, along with him claiming that with Kanye West,
Yeah.
he sampled it too. Now he done got himself in trouble.
Okay. You getting clipped. You know you get clipped right there.
Hey, he should have just shut his mouth
Right.
That's
and
it.
let it go. Said,
Yeah.
no, Kanye, that's not mine.
Right.
Instead, he told Kanye that was his.
Oh, Lord.
And he ended up, he got it on his song too.
Man.
Payday.
That's a big lick, though.
I know, right?
big
I know, man. But you know, like you were saying, how Memphis really is because we don't share. And I've been blackballed before too, and people don't understand. I didn't understand what was going on at the time. But as I was living, I'm like, wow, they did this. They started paying other people. You know what I'm saying? Like Tomsky got a check from somewhere. Squeaky would get a check somewhere. They might starve this artist out. You know what I'm saying, man? They did a lot of really breaking up in this industry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they wanted Paul and Juicy to look like they was the front runner. You know, see, me and Squeaky, we actually had, man, you wouldn't even believe, we had a bidding war. One record company told us, said, man, look, y'all just get a lawyer and y'all send me the contract. I swear to God.
There's too much teeth. on that.
I swear to God. They were like, they didn't know what to call our music at the
They
time.
didn't know what to do with it.
They didn't even
Yeah.
know what to
Yeah.
call it. They were like,
yeah.
whatever y'all doing. I'm like, you know, because Lock 'em in the Trunk just was like People like in California, they was telling me was riding with mannequins like they was in Memphis,
Right.
riding with mannequins out the trunk. Oh, the legs sticking up out the trunk.
Wow.
But to your point, when we did our deal with RCA, you know, RCA was one of the biggest commercial,
Yeah.
you know, distributors in the world, right?
Right.
They had no idea of what to do with our song. They wasn't used to the stuff coming out of Memphis. Number
Right.
one, and I never forget, we had a song called Yayo. And me and my brother, you remember my brother Greg, right? We had a song called Yayo.
Yeah.
And the executives at RCA said, we don't really know what yayo means, but we know it's bad, right? And so, can they change it to payo? I said, you cannot cornematize my motherfucking song.
right,
No,
right.
we can't change. What? No, we can't. You can't make it corny now.
Right. Well, Memphis became as gritty as NWA. We was the next best thing.
Yeah.
When NWA was dying off, it swept the Memphis. It left the West Coast and
Yeah.
it kind of swept the Memphis.
Yeah.
We was underground, we was raw.
Raw.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And we
yeah,
were
organic.
very right. And what they doing now? You gotta think about it. My song Dirty Hole, Looking for the Tune, look at Sexy Red. The same thing.
Yeah.
That's Memphis music is the most influential music there ever been.
Right.
Yeah.
We are. Everybody took our club scenes. They even taking our Bill Streets. they taking everything from Memphis and to learn from
Man,
Memphis.
look, Angelica gonna get tired of me, but I done told her this.
Nah.
And Chris,
Oh, Lord.
I want you to hear this too, Chris. You know,
Chris, don't hear it. Plug your ears.
you people don't understand that when Club No Name was open,
Mm-hmm.
right? You know, that was the last time men and women danced together.
Yeah.
That's
And
natural.
I give Spanish
You said
Fly.
men
Yeah.
and women
Yeah,
dance
I give
together.
Spanish
That's
Yeah,
why-
that was last.
Yeah, I give Spanish.
Yeah,
DJ
really.
Spanish Fly and
Yep.
Brother J.
Yeah.
Them the
Yeah.
credit
Yeah.
for slowing the music down and squeaking them.
Oh,
Yeah.
you saying
Real
slow
talk.
dance.
They slowed the music down, and then people started bouncing gangster walk.
Well, we was actually
Right.
creating music really before Fly.
Okay.
Fly was sort
was
of
planning.
trying.
Y'all
Yeah,
was
yeah, we went ahead and
Yeah.
because he used to come over Squeak House
Right.
and learn the drum machines and stuff we were
Right.
using.
Right.
But see, we were putting our songs on mixtape.
No, but I ain't talking about him as an artist.
Yeah,
I'm talking about him as a
The
DJ.
Right,
Y'all
we
were
were artists and
Right.
producers.
Right.
Right.
But they started slowing playing the music. The music got slower.
You did.
So, you know, the whole, and I was kind of mad about it because No Name had the teeny weeny bikini contest.
Right.
And you could dance with a woman, right? In a bikini, right? And then when they slowed the music
the
down,
world?
motherfuckers start bouncing and gangster walking and buck jumping.
Elbows.
But that's why the industries didn't know what to do because they used to want to speed our songs up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're like,
Yeah.
no.
MC Shan and Luke them was doing their stuff
But
back then. Remember
fast. Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
that? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, but this is what I really did, and what me and Squeaky did. The stuff that they say that was hidden in the club, truthfully, I would take it and remix and make my own song out of it.
Right.
You know,
right.
because it was already hot.
Right.
You know.
I remember. I got to tell this story too. We ain't got but 2 minutes, but I got to tell this
Oh,
story.
Lord, this story
So,
gonna take 20
if
minutes.
you know Memphis, if you know Orange Mound,
Yeah.
Squeaky lived 2 streets over from Park Avenue on Sarasota.
Yeah.
Right.
You was
I don't know that.
Airways and
Right,
Lamar.
right. You remember that? Yeah, right. And so there was a club at Pendleton, not Pendleton.
Come on now.
Park and Pendleton, Club Memphis. What, it was
Yeah, Park and Pendleton.
Yeah, Park and Pendleton.
Right. Ooh,
And
wait.
look, Club Memphis had glass windows, big glass
Yeah.
windows.
They,
right beside
we
the
did.
stage,
We did.
Right. And one day, me and Drag, me and my brother, we was performing at Club Memphis. You was there.
Well, I was there.
Yeah.
booty.
And this dude got put out the club, right? And
Yeah.
he came back and he shot,
Shot
the
the whole-
club up, shot
shot
the
the
windows.
whole
Yep.
windows
You
out.
Yep.
You remember
So
that?
they had to break it up.
They bricked no more windows.
No
They
more
bricked
windows.
the whole thing up.
Oh.
Yep, they bricked the whole thing up that
Let
night.
me tell you a story. Wait, I got time.
Yeah.
Skinny Pimp even tried to shoot Squeaky in that club.
And then what happened?
Now,
Yeah, Skinny Pimp even tried to shoot Squeaky
I
in
was
that
in the
club.
house that night.
Yeah.
What was that about, man?
Well, that because when I was producing Skinny first solo, I produced the first Murder Pimps and Robbers.
Okay, yeah,
I produced
okay.
the first.
Pimps and Robbers.
Yeah, I produced the first one before everybody took
Yeah.
what I did.
Yeah, 'cause
because
Skinny
somebody
was on
stole.
looking for the chewing too,
Yeah,
right?
right. He was on
Yeah,
looking for the
yeah.
chewing.
Robbers.
And he came over Squeaky house trying to get the tape,
Uh-huh.
and I guess Squeaky wouldn't let the tape go. So I get a call. He done disrespect mama and all that stuff. So like I told Skinny, I should have actually talked to Skinny, but I didn't. You know, squeaking like my brother. So we go looking for him.
I have a question. We have a question.
Wait a minute. Let him finish the
Oh, I
story.
thought-
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so-
But you know what I'm saying? But you know, we have got into it. You know, me and Skinny got to fight.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
We got to fight. Homicide too.
Right.
We all got to fight. So one day, but we knew Skinny was gonna be up to something. We just had this feeling. But we know we
Her
just
feelings
partying.
coming out.
Yeah, we just partying and carrying on. We all got our back turned. Somehow he done snuck in the club. On Park, Club Memphis.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And went up there. Squeaky said he closed his eyes. That's why he didn't hit him. But he said the man closed his eyes and shot. You know what I'm saying? Why Squeaky was in the DJ booth.
Damn. Damn.
He talk about that in a song. He actually talk about that in a song.
Oh.
How he
But see,
almost
that's-
hit to a limb on
But
him.
see, that's why when he said in the rap that he pulled a 44. In my rap, I said, no, it wasn't a 44. That was a 22.
22.
Hey man, so let me ask
Someone,
you.
hold on. Someone asked, was this before it get bugged? But we might miss the window of what this. They said this before it get bugged, but we might miss the window before it get bugged.
So Pretty Tony's get bucked. This stuff, some of this
Somebody
predates
asked that.
Pretty Tony's.
Okay, somebody asked
No,
that
well,
online.
let me rephrase that.
Tony started OTS.
OTS. Yeah, that's- I was there when he wrote that.
Yeah, Reginald Boylan,
Yeah,
right.
I was there when he was writing that song.
Yeah,
And it's so funny because Pretty Tony was writing this song on a piece of paper with lines, a piece of paper like this. And he had,
Story.
when he's writing Get Buck, he had this, he said, Pretty Tony such and such, Pretty Tony this, Pretty Tony that. And you know, Slice T and,
Yeah,
and
I don't know if Psycho was
Psycho
on
wasn't in there. It was,
Not
I'm gonna
yet.
tell you who it was. It was Slice T, and it was what's his name? You know,
Rodney Young.
dang it, he moved to Atlanta. I can't believe it.
Rodney Young.
No, it was
Dawson.
not. But Rod, back
Yeah,
Rod.
Yeah. Well, you know, I used to take him to school.
He called but look, we was all in the studio, and Gangsta Pat was in.
Yeah,
the
and
studio.
Gangsta Pat, right.
And look, and Pretty Tony said, Slice, what you said? Hey man, y'all listen. You know how Pretty Tony energy was, right?
Right,
Man, y'all listen. Check this out. Man, listen. He all excited about, and I'm watching this, right? And he said, man, listen to this rap. Pretty Tony such and such. It's Pretty Tony this. Pretty Tony such and such and such and such and such.
Yeah.
Get buck. And,
Right.
And I'm Slice is the nicest guy you'll ever meet. Slice said, hey man, that's pretty cool. You know, he laid back, right? That's pretty cool. You know, but don't say your name so much, right? And he rewrote it, right? Man, that shit dropped him was a
Yeah.
phenomenon, right?
Yeah.
What was the difference between Pretty Tony, Gangsta Pat music than me and Squeaky? Our music was slower and it was dark.
Right. Yeah.
That Get Buck is pretty fast.
Yeah.
You know, dun, dun, dun,
yeah.
dun, dun. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty fast. I mean, like you say, me and Squeaky just slowed the tempo
Right.
all the way
That's
down.
what I said, man. Change the
Yeah,
industry.
change the
Change
industry.
the entire industry.
Right.
And then Atlanta picked it up.
Yep.
Picked up because Goody Mob came with a song. They don't dance no more. All they do
Right,
is this.
yeah.
That was a reflection of Memphis music.
Well, me and Cujo Goody was in the studio. He rapped on one of Squeaky projects, and we was talking about how Memphis was changing the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
thing. That's why they swiped it.
Yeah.
But that goes along with us not helping each other out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Able to pick it up.
Right.
And I think it was you that mentioned.
Seems to be a theme, a common theme.
It is.
in all industries.
And I think it was you that mentioned, you know, we were looking at Atlanta, but Atlanta was really
Looking at us. Yeah, Atlanta was looking at us. Memphis and Atlanta at that time, like I say, Birmingham wasn't even nothing on the map. And, you know, it's like how all these cities is happening now and Memphis is just. But our music is the industry.
with top of the food chain.
Yeah.
Like Chris Pett, top of the food chain.
How
Right?
many people really sampling Outkast? How many people really sampling Lil Jon?
Right.
How many people even sampling these folks from Atlanta? Nobody.
But who they sampling?
They sampling Memphis.
But let me ask this last question before we wrap up. How's the relationship with Skinny Pimp now?
Oh man, we like brothers. We understood. I was sort of a little bully. I'm nice, but then I am a bully.
Yeah, I can see that.
And how old were y'all back then, man? Because I was older than y'all. How old were y'all back then?
19,
Right.
maybe.
Kids.
Maybe about 19.
Man,
With no understanding.
And let me ask this last question, man. When you were kids, really hating, really shade, look at it, get
Come on,
that
come
Maybe
look.
last
Right,
question. That was last question. Thank you.
The last question.
Uh-huh.
You're 19 years old. You're making this music because you love what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Did you ever imagine that it would be like this now?
That's what I said. I would have did it for free.
Man.
Well, I was doing it for free.
Right.
We all was doing it for free at the time. Shit.
Oh no,
Man.
for real, man. I love just expressing my talent and showing it to people. You know, for me being in my back room and learning. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's how I met him. You know, me and Kojak go from
21st century club. The
21st.
first 21st century club.
That's
This before we went out that
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
It's amazing. This is gonna be a great series because next week we got Al Capone coming and other
Yeah.
folks, man.
Yeah.
But listen, man, y'all give it up for DJ Turk. That's
Man.
Appreciate it.
Icon.
Thank you.
Memphis icon.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Only reason why people ask me why I call myself an icon is because it's like I influence the legends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, where can I, I mean, I was serious. It's like Squeaky, even him from, even you, things that we done did, they feeding off of it and they eating off of it.
Yeah,
They
that's
probably eat more than us.
Yeah, but even better than that,
What? For
you
sure.
can call yourself an icon, but we call you an icon.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
thank
that's-
you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
because
thank
that's
you.
who you are, man. We love you, man. We
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for doing the Antonio Parkinson
Yes, sir.
project.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. My
Appreciate
God.
it. Appreciate it.
man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, wait a minute. Okay, we'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio
Right,
Parkinson
he about
project.
to get off topic.
Right.
Look at him.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. You are watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. June is Black Music Month. Y'all give it up for that.
Yeah.
Month. And all month long, we are celebrating those that are in the black music industry, whether they're artists, producers, musicians, those behind the scenes. And we want to bring to light and shed the light on those individuals who make the black music business successful. Y'all give it up for my wonderful co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods.
Yeah.
Man, hey, man.
Oh, Jelly.
Man,
Oh,
Angelica,
Oh,
Angelica
Jelly.
in here cutting a shine in here,
I am
man.
not. I'm on my best behavior.
Oh,
cutting
Jelly.
up.
I am on my best
Yeah.
behavior.
DJ Kojak, scratch it up for him 4 times. Kojak.
He looking confused.
Yeah.
Looking,
Hey,
did you
Chris,
hear that?
did you hear that scratch?
Oh, I heard it.
I like this brother. I like this brother.
He had the flies. We gonna call it the flies test.
Oh man.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
Number one, let me say this. We are incredibly excited to have you. Man, you ain't, well, how old are you? About 16?
Man, that's
How old are you, Chris?
man,
I don't know.
according to how I feel, I'm 16, 17 years
Oh,
old.
Lord.
Right.
But according to how I act, I'm about 87.
You old.
But according to the law, I'm 37 years old.
Man,
turning
I'm
30.
older than you, Chris.
Man,
I'm
you-
your
man.
elder. You gonna show some respect
Man.
around here.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna stay in a child's place.
Yeah. Thanks.
I swear, man, you look like you should be going back to class about 16, man.
Man,
Yeah.
bless you,
Yeah.
bless you, man. That's why you going to the top. That's why you going to the
That's why
top.
you going to the
Black-
top.
That's why you going to the top, dog. You're speaking well, dog.
Hey, I'm here for you, man. I'm here for you. Man, look, Chris. So, first of all, thank you so much for being here. Let me start this off with, man, I am incredibly proud of you.
Yes, you were
and
so.
all
I'm
of your
clap for that.
accomplishment, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
So dope.
Yeah. So let me ask this question. I just want to prime this thing a little bit. So, you know, you're a drummer.
Yes, sir.
Right? You do percussions too. You know,
yeah.
everything.
Everything that includes drums, that's what I do.
Everything. Okay. And so, where did it start? My guess is in somebody's church.
Yeah, it was in my dad's church. When I was 0 years old, my mom said when I used to come alive when the music happened at church. So my dad, you know, God rest his soul. My dad passed last year, so he used to pastor my home church when I was little, Greater Gethsemane in Castay. I'm a South Memphis vet.
Okay.
For sure.
All right.
For sure.
Okay.
So my mom said I used to come alive when all the music came on, and my god brother Monte Neville's.
Monte?
Monte Neville.
Dude,
That's my god brother.
Man, tell Monte you were with Touche.
For sure.
You was with Touche. That's my guy.
Yeah, so
What?
Monte Neville's is the first drum I ever heard in my life. So he my god brother.
Okay.
So he was my dad's son before I actually became his son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By birth, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, these my folks, and that's the first drum I ever heard play in my life, and that's where I learned like passion and rhythm from. Because you know, Monte, like he just had everything I needed, like when I was a little boy. You know
I
what I'm
didn't even
saying?
know Monte played the drums.
That's what I'm
I just know
saying.
him from party promotion.
Yeah, he a promoter.
Yeah.
He do his thing. He work for Lexus now, man. You know, he got to get all the money everywhere. But
Can you give us
Yeah,
can you get a family discount?
yeah. What you talking about on your car?
Alexis, what's his name? Monte? What's his
Man,
name?
Monte
Mon-
Neville.
Monte
man,
Neville.
Monte,
Shout
good
out.
dude, man.
Yeah, but that's where it started from. AP.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But real talk though, man. Look, thinking about it, I know you said Monte is your god brother.
Yeah.
Y'all can actually pass for blood brothers.
Yeah.
Y'all kind of look
Okay,
alike.
now I need
Yeah.
What they say, you
Yeah.
feed them till they look like
Right,
you. You
right,
know what I'm
right,
saying? My
right.
dad done fed him a lot. You know
I
what I'm
need to look
saying?
at him now.
Yeah, me and
Yeah.
Monte, man, we go back, man. We talk just about every other day, man. That's my brother.
That's
my
what's
brother.
up,
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
Oh man, that's dope. That's
Yeah,
incredible, man.
that's my G.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
But that's where I learned from,
Yeah.
man. I learned from him.
But
So
you know,
go ahead, Angela.
but you know, I think it's profound. Like he sold into your life, but you sold into other kids' life. Over 700 drummers, which is crazy. Not just here in the U.S., like the U.K. I forgot when I first met you. I didn't even know who I was even in the room with, and so I don't know why. Ew. Don't zoom up on me. I don't even know why. I don't even know how I even brought up like the caliber of a man you were. Is that a right sentence?
That is as you side eye to your own shot.
I'm trying to make sure it sits and marinate because you don't even let it be known, if that makes sense.
Yeah, quiet humbleness.
Yeah, you come in. I mean, yeah, because I met you at my brother-in-law church because he helps with a lot of ministry work too.
Right.
And you have your hands in a lot of things. You wouldn't even think. Okay, you tour with Christina Aguilera. Okay, you probably get how much you get paid per session.
I can't tell. Look, my daughters may be watching. I don't need to let them know how much. You know, we gonna be all right. That's all you need to know.
He get flued out the right way. Okay,
Flued out.
We gonna be all right.
Yes, and that is awesome for your talent, and you invest. And I've seen you with my nephew invest and so into them, even
yeah,
at the
little
church
Grayson, yeah.
and the. just amazing. So I'm glad you're here. Please.
Right.
Yeah,
So how did that come about? Christina Aguilera gig, man. And how big is that for you?
Oh man, it's everything you thought it would be with a pop superstar like
Right.
that. That gig came about with actually filling in. My best friend in the whole wide world, his name is Stanley Randolph. He plays with he's from Memphis. He's a fellow Memphian.
Really?
He's from Memphis.
Send him to the show, man.
Yeah. He don't
Memphis
live here. Like he live in California
Yeah,
now,
okay.
but when he come home, usually like for Christmas and holidays and stuff like that, I tell him he got to come by
Yeah,
the
he gotta come by.
Yeah, got to come by the
You gotta
Antonio
celebrate
show.
it, man.
Yeah, for sure. So Stanley had to perform with he's on tour with Stevie Wonder. Like he's on the road with Stevie Wonder. You know what I'm saying? Like so when Stevie Wonder called, he got to be there.
Right.
So it was a conflicting gig at one point. And actually, where we just came from, Morocco was my first gig with Christina back
Damn,
in
Morocco?
Yeah, I just came
got back.
I just got back yesterday.
Right.
I'm still waiting on one of my bags, but it's
Right.
cool. Yeah, but so, he hooked me up he said, yo, Pat, I got this opportunity for you, but now these opportunities didn't start with the big ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By Stanley being from Memphis, like it was a band here called New Genesis.
I remember New Genesis.
Yeah, New Genesis. They left
What
and
happened to
moved.
them?
They left and moved to California
they did
in
go to LA.
2006.
You remember them?
Yeah,
remember them.
in 2006.
Here go with this
So
kitchen
I used to
conversation.
be hanging with New Genesis like back in the day.
Yeah.
I used to help Stanley set up his drums,
Yeah.
break them down, like and all that stuff. I ain't mind serving. Like even
Right.
today, if he need my
Say it
help with
again.
something,
You didn't mind what?
I ain't mind serving.
Thank
You know what I'm
you.
saying?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
so me and him became like best friends ever since like my high school years and
Yeah.
everything. Between him, Brandon, Kyle, KT,
Uh-huh.
all of the guys,
Yeah.
Will, man, everybody.
Yeah.
So those guys took me under their wing. And opportunity came up like back home in Memphis, like, yo, can you play for us? I was like, yeah. So I handled like one little thing, and those little things led to a big thing.
Yeah.
One of those opportunities came with playing for TLC, New Kids on the Block, Backstreet Boys, like all of the people.
Those some big acts though.
Yeah,
man.
so it's just like being
Yeah.
prepared. Like, so I'm living in Whitehaven at the time. Like, I'm mowing my lawn. I'm listening to the music because I got to
Right.
learn it. I only have like a short window to do it.
Yeah.
And the musical director at the time, his name was Rob Lewis. He said, yo, you handled this stuff, man. I ain't never heard you play before. You knocked it out the park. I'm buying you a bottle of champagne.
Come on now, champagne. We
Yeah,
popping bottles in
yeah.
here.
So
What type
he-
of champagne was it?
man, it was dumb.
Yeah.
It was dumb. It was dumb. Like
That's
he took
important.
care of me. He took me in the room with New Kids on the Block because there was now I ain't played like no little show. Like we was in an arena. No. It was we call it the one outside.
The
A stadium. Yeah, we was in the Hershey Park Stadium.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's in Pennsylvania,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we did the Hershey Park Stadium, and that was my first major gig.
Wow.
And man, I was with Brandon Brown. I was very nervous, of course, because I ain't never done nothing like that. But when I sat down on the drums, I just felt comfortable.
Man, and I know that crowd
Yeah.
fueled you, man.
Yeah,
that
you
crowd,
know.
man, fueled that energy, man.
Yeah, it was a
man.
good vibe. And then, we moved on to the next thing, which was I played a Stevie Wonder gig with Stanley Randolph because on the Songs in the Key of Life show,
Yeah,
they have two drummers.
Oh,
So he had two drummers in London from Memphis.
and then when they be
Wow,
reproducing-
from
Memphis.
Memphis.
yeah,
Both of us from
of them from Memphis. And when they reproduce those shows, you hearing the record.
Yeah,
Right, yeah,
for sure.
yeah. They
for sure.
mixing that thing and making it sound like you listening to the record.
So I'm playing the classics, man. When
incredible.
Nate Watts, who's the musical director, he said, "Do you know the songs?" I was like, "Yeah, I grew up on these songs."
Right.
He was like, "Okay, cool. This is what we're gonna do in rehearsal. Just play the music like you know it."
Right.
And from that, turned into the next thing. So it was Stevie Wonder. Then we moved on to Christina Aguilera. Christina Aguilera liked it so much, she said, "You my guy." So from 2019 to now,
A permanent drummer.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like a feeling.
yeah,
Permanent, okay.
yeah,
yeah.
Big
This
right
has
there.
to be like
like the
living
best
in
show,
a
I promise.
surreal life, a dream life.
For
Yeah,
sure.
Man, how does that? Do you ever just have a moment where you say, "Damn, is this shit really happening?"
Man, I had an out of body experience. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was in on the stage with Stevie Wonder.
I
So
bet.
so I'm playing, man, and I'm just now Stevie Wonder, he has a set show, but there's some times where he just go off the cuff because he is
Right.
an avid musician.
Right.
And you just gotta just follow him.
Right.
So I'm not playing music that I know.
Right.
I'm just feeling them.
yeah.
That's
man.
from church. You learned that
I'm
from
just-
church.
yeah, I learned that from
All
church,
the
dog.
time.
You better watch. You better watch, or you gonna get put off.
You're going to feel.
You gonna get put off. You gonna get slid over.
Right.
So I'm just playing with just me, Stevie Wonder, in front of like 90,000 people, and I'm just looking. I'm like, I can't believe
Right.
I'm up here I make sure I ain't missing no beat now.
Right.
Yeah.
But still, like I'm just
Yeah.
in the groove
But
with
you
him, and
in
it's
that
just me and
zone,
him.
though, right?
You know what I'm
in
saying?
that zone.
And it was so cool. It was like one
Man.
of the best feelings ever. Like when you really know, you know what I'm saying? You having an out of body experience. It was like
You done
so
blacked
cool.
out, man. You
Man,
blacked out. You blacked
I'm like
out.
cool.
A good blackout.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Man.
It was
You
a
know,
vibe.
You can do, you can do
Yeah.
that, man. When the energy is all in that space and
Man,
all concentrated.
everybody rocking, man.
Man.
And Stevie Wonder got the people in the palm of his hands, and then I'm just like holding them together, you know,
Right,
with the
right.
rhythms and stuff.
Man.
It was the coolest thing ever,
Man,
for sure.
who as a drummer do you look up to, or do you
man.
think is, to you is just, you can just sit and watch them,
Man.
Not
or
nobody you
have
know.
watched them.
Not nobody you know.
Man,
Well,
AP.
it
Well,
might be somebody
actually,
you know. It might be-
actually, Jelly, in the industry, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not too far removed from some of the best who do it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I love all of the amazing cats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I say Memphis based, man, like from the people who did all of the stack stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
all of the old school
Yeah,
music. You know what I'm
man.
saying? So
Yeah.
like those guys have been amazing
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
You know, then I got my heroes, like, you got your white collar guys like what's my boy name? Buddy Rich, of course, like that.
Yeah.
Like huge superstar
Yeah,
drummer
yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
You know, you got your Travis Barkers,
I was gonna ask you, do you
Yeah.
think he's dope?
yeah, Travis
I
Barker
think
is
he's
dope.
dope. I'm
You know what I'm
sorry.
saying? Like,
Yes.
I don't get into this thing, white drummer over black
Oh, no,
drummer.
he
You know what I'm
is.
saying?
Right,
I don't
right.
get into that.
Right.
I think
Talented.
art is art
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? If you could play, you could just
Yes.
flat foot
He can
play.
go.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But I think my favorite drummer, man, is my best friend. Really, be real with you, man. Stanley Randolph is.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the thing about it is, AP, is the fact that I know him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I know how hard he worked.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I
I like
also
how he
know.
gave you a nickname though.
Yeah, I take it.
I like that.
I take
He
it.
gave you a whole
Look.
nickname.
You know,
That's
honestly,
that.
I was looking around. I was like, I think this show should be called The App.
I love the app.
You know what I'm saying? I know produce on my side.
Parkinson love himself too much not to have his full name. Back.
You know, it's
Put him
all
on
about
with the
branding.
Full
You know
thing.
what I'm
It's
saying?
all
Like,
about branding.
it should be the Antonio Parkinson Project.
The
Yeah.
app.
The App.
Mhm,
Yeah,
the slogan.
that's a cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Got my wheels rolling.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna give you that for free.
Look,
I'm gonna give you that for free. I'm gonna give you that for free, man. You're my man. You're doing good work. You're doing good work.
Let me ask you this. I love the greats too. I look back at James Brown's drummer.
Oh my goodness, man! I met those guys.
You
man.
met them?
Yeah, I met those guys.
Oh,
They came to the Memphis drum shop. Yeah, I met those guys.
Man.
Yeah,
Man, and you talk about you listen to the funky drummer.
Yeah.
Right. And how they, God dog, you just be like, what?
yeah,
Yeah.
How
yeah.
you the creativity, right?
With the stank face.
Right. And then you listen to the drummer on Al Green's song.
Not
What was
you.
that? You know what I'm talking about? Eric Rakim did it on Mahogany.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know the
And,
drummer name.
Yeah, but you think about the level of the stuff that the drummers that used to play on Isaac Hayes' music.
Yeah.
The level of creativity.
Willie Hall, all those guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Actually, him and my dad went to school together.
Really?
Yeah, my dad, Christopher Bound Sr.,
Right.
he went to school with Willie Hall. So when I actually met Willie Hall in Boom Mitchell Studio, who
Uh-huh.
just left, he was like, I said, yeah, my dad is, Christopher Bound. He was like, Patrick, your daddy? He was like, he started looking at me up and down. He was like, man, I've been knowing your dad, man. We used to cut up.
Man, you
That's
said
the-
your
that's
dad,
the old
man, I know
line.
your dad, man. I knew
Yeah.
your dad, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
My dad is a legend in his own right. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
that's why I
But
was sitting there looking like the Christopher Bounds, man.
Yeah.
I got your dad number in my phone.
yeah, my dad was a legend in his
Yeah.
own right. Being a pastor, being a chaplain,
yeah.
and then just being a great dude, just helping people. I mean, and no matter how high he got, and no matter how much life knocked him down, he always remained true to himself. And so that's where I get it from.
Where was your dad chaplain at?
He was at Methodist for years.
North.
Yeah, Methodist North for years.
Dark skin, real
Yeah.
cool, laid back.
With a
touche,
gold tooth. The
touche.
he-
with the gold
yeah,
tooth.
Yeah.
Man, I cannot.
Look
I
at
That's my
cannot
dad.
believe
That's
this.
my dad, bro.
Oh man, and I
It's a
remember when
legend.
your dad passed.
Yeah,
I
man.
Man, listen, man.
The
Me and
world
your
is small.
dad, literally, I'm telling you, I got your dad number in my phone.
That's my dude,
man, good
Yeah.
ass dude.
One of the
'Cause
best.
I thought he was. I used to ask. I thought he was military, right? He said, "Nah, he wasn't military."
Well, he was
in
a
Navy-
vet.
Navy,
He was a vet.
Navy, right?
He was a vet. He was
Navy,
a
right?
veteran, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he
Man.
did Army. I think it was
Oh,
Army. Yeah, because I had to fill
Because
out
I
all the
remember
paperwork. Yeah, he was Army. Yeah.
Because he came up to Methodist North under Michael Ugreke,
Yeah.
who was the CEO of Methodist,
Yeah.
who's now over all the Methodists.
That's true.
And me and Michael was like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
We're still like this,
remember
right? And then Christopher was the chaplain at Methodist North under Jossie Chisley and Jonathan
I
Watkins.
remember
Yep,
Josh.
yep,
I remember
yep.
Josh and
Yeah,
Jonathan.
I know you do.
Oh,
Right. Anyway,
Yeah.
but man,
That's my
that
dad.
is
Timberland crew. Timberland.
So that's where all my
Yeah,
musical side came from.
I didn't even know he did music.
So my dad obviously was, a Baptist preacher.
Right.
And you gotta have a hoop. You
Yeah,
gotta be
yeah.
able to sing.
Come on,
You gotta
can
be
you
able. Man, I can emulate it.
Come on, man.
You gotta put your hand behind your ear or it ain't right.
Right.
But him and his brothers, it was 5 of them, so they was kind of like a po version of the Temptations.
Oh, now. He said a pole.
But
Small world.
yeah, so all of my uncles, man, and my dad, that's why I get a lot of my musical side from. They introduced me to a lot of great music that I still listen to today. You know what I'm saying? Like Curtis Mayfield and, all that stuff. Like, and one of my favorite singers, man, is like Willie Hutch. Like,
yeah.
he was one of my favorites, like, for real.
You got the right one.
Yeah,
You got the
so
right
I love it. I love it, man. Yeah.
That is mind blowing.
Yeah, that's one of the most trustworthy dudes you can find with a gold tooth.
Man, right. I mean, just solid though. Solid.
Yeah, that's
solid.
my man.
Because when you said that name, you seen how I was looking at you, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, because I make sure I heard myself right.
Because
I
he
heard
don't go
you
by
right.
Bound. He
Did
don't say Bound.
Did he say
Like,
Christopher Bound?
yeah.
Yeah.
I said, wait a minute.
He junior.
Christopher Bound?
Yeah, that's my pop.
Wow.
That's my pop, man. Yeah,
well, that really explains your good energy too.
Oh man.
And how humble of a person you are, and you can
love
feel
it.
your energy. Real talk,
Man.
You feel the energy.
He's
coming off
genuine.
of
He's
you.
the genuine.
Let me ask this question. What school you said coming out of school? What school did you go to?
Man, I went to a real nigga school. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I went to Hamilton. Hamilton High School,
He's a
South Memphis.
Y'all Memphis bound.
Yeah, but all of my family did. Like, so my mom graduated from Hamilton,
Okay.
and so did my dad.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I will say, admittedly, because I got a friend, Charles Streeter, that's one of my best friends. We might need to get him on here too.
Okay.
He plays with J Lo, a lot of different people, man.
Yeah,
Shaka Khan, Tori
He in
Kelly.
Memphis?
Yeah, he in Memphis.
Man,
Yeah,
get him on the show, man.
Memphis talent's blowing my
Yeah.
mind. I'm
Hey,
like,
Memphis,
look,
you
I'm
better
like,
believe it.
yeah.
And who's doing
But
what?
nobody highlight this and they highlight all the wrong stuff.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
that's why I didn't mind coming. So
Yes.
when you reached out to me, I was like, yeah, I might as well come and show some love because I like what y'all doing here, man. I watched some episodes, man. I really like what y'all doing.
Man, thank you, man.
So
But
I would admittedly say,
Yeah.
me and my sister Lynn, we wanted to go to Whitehaven.
Uh-oh.
We wanted to,
Wanted
right,
to.
right.
but we couldn't.
Yeah.
And once we got a taste of Hamilton, that real true and blue South Memphis life, we was like, yeah, this where we at. This where we at.
Right. Hamilton has an incredibly good storied past.
Yeah.
I remember when I first got to Memphis, Hamilton basketball team, man, you couldn't.
True.
I got the shit.
Even just a couple of years ago, they won state.
Right.
Yeah.
They were. It was amazing talent that was coming out of Hamilton. Man, but let me ask you this though, man.
What's up?
Let me ask you this. So, you're on tour with Christina Aguilera, one of the biggest pop icons in the world, right?
Sure.
What is something that you've seen with her that has really made you, stop and pause for a second?
Well, I'll say this. Not too long ago, I know she wasn't feeling her best. Like, she came on stage, like behind the scenes and stuff like that, not feeling her best and everything. But when them lights came on, man, you couldn't tell nothing was wrong with her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what that did for me, and she and I are close. It's not that like I work for her, I work under her and all that kind of stuff, and we don't have a relationship. I actually have a great relationship with her and her husband, Matt, and her daughter, Summer. Like, I've been over her house before. She met my daughters. Like, she and I are very close.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm on what they call like the inner circle.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she and I are very cool. So I was feeling for her. I was like, dang, I hate that she's feeling this way. You know what I'm saying? So we was looking at each other, because she's on a riser that's up there. So we was looking at each other. Then we just nodded each other's heads like, well, we finna go.
Let's get it.
Let's go, man. So I counted off the show, man. She started singing. And when we got done, I was like, girl. I was like, you just killed it. She was like, oh my God, Chris, I appreciate So Those are the things, and there's many examples, man. We've been in rehearsals before, and she's sitting on the floor, Indian style, man, just belting out these amazing notes. And I'm from the church, and I know what it takes for these folks to sing like that. And I don't subscribe to like you got to be black or white to be able to sing. If you can just sing, you can sing.
Right.
People, she ain't there for no reason. You know, it's a couple of artists out here that's up there, and you just give them a mic with no production behind them, they can't handle it.
Right.
But baby girl, Christina Aguilera, with no production, no drums, no keyboard, no nothing, she can flat foot sing. And that's why I like working with her like that.
That's incredible.
Yeah, because we push each other. You know what I'm saying? When she going, I'm going too. It's like an aggressive, thing. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So I love it.
What was your most? What would you consider? I know you told us about some great moments so far, but what would you consider your most incredible moment that really made you just say, "Damn"?
I don't know. AP, it's so many.
This AP gonna take me.
Yeah, I'm loving AP. Keep
I
it
know,
AP.
I'm
Yeah. Well, let me rephrase the question then.
It's so many, man.
What was the moment that made you say, "Damn, I really have arrived"?
Well, I will say this. Let me talk to you like this, AP.
Okay.
I think for a lot of us here in the city, like even with my guy that just left, Zert, we all searching for a certain level of validation. We wanna make sure that our work have been appreciated by our peers and by the people we are trying to service. When I realized I had that moment was before I got to Christina, was before I got to Stevie, was before I got to New Kids. It was validated in my home church.
Oh wow.
So when I got to these big places, I was like, well,
I belong here.
You know what I'm saying? They've been waiting on me to get here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So these names are important, and all that kind of stuff, because a man has no honor in his own home. Because Memphis people be like, man, they'll just shoot you to the side.
Yeah,
I know how it is.
What they got.
You know what I'm saying? So me walking around being humble is really more so being calm in my own spirit. I don't care about how high I go and all that kind of stuff. I love my city.
Yeah.
I love the people here. I want them to do a better job of like celebrating each other.
That's what the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I want people to do a better job of just celebrating each other, because we can go further if they really pay attention.
Yeah.
The only reason I got here to where I'm at, AP, is because Stanley Randolph, a friend of mine,
Man, that's what I'm talking about.
did not push me to the side.
Right.
He ain't take, because
Right.
me and him, we used to share a lot of the stuff that I played. He played with other people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he also reached back and said, hey, I got an opportunity for you. He just
Right.
called me a few days ago. He was like, well, when you on the off season, I got this other gig for you with Tim's. You know what I'm saying? Who's a big artist too.
Man, come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we
you
ain't
did.
on no like big ass little users.
Right.
It's like, nah, we gonna help each other. And I
Absolutely.
think for the vast majority of the stuff that happened in Memphis, the baton wasn't passed well.
That's exactly what happened.
You know what I'm saying?
In
wasn't
every
passed well.
area, civil rights and
So we're dealing with a lot of that. So my group of friends, my group of homies and comrades, like we just decided we just gonna take care of each other. Ain't no talking about each other. Ain't no like, if I owe you, I pay you. If
Right.
you need me to do something for you, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like all of the homies who played for my mama funeral, my daddy funeral, I had money for them.
Yeah.
They ain't take it,
Right. Yeah.
because it's all about the love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's all about
and the bigger picture, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
bigger picture. It
Yeah.
ain't about necessarily this moment, but there's a much bigger picture that we're serving.
For sure,
Yeah.
man. I don't want to get taken advantage of, so I gotta protect myself in some areas.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to being there for other people,
Yeah.
I don't want to get taken advantage of.
Right.
too.
Yeah.
I don't want to give more than I'm
Yep.
supposed to receive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My dad would put it, do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Versus being like, I'm gonna give, and then now I ain't got nothing, and then when I need something,
Yeah.
Man,
you ain't nowhere to be found.
Man, I was
Yeah.
just talking about that today, boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Feeling undervalued by your friends, man. That's
For
all.
sure. But so you can only give to a certain limit of what you know you can stand to
Right.
do without. You know what I'm saying?
But
Versus trying to overgive.
Yeah.
I only got $100, but I'm gonna give you 98 of it.
Right.
Yeah, but I want to say something about what Parkinson said about like friends not recognizing. I tell people this all the time, even relationships. Your value doesn't depreciate just on your inability to see what's standing in front of you.
For sure.
It's still the same.
Yeah.
Just like people have real estate or they have estate sales and they're dumb, they don't know anything. They could put a Picasso on the sidewalk. Do you think a Picasso saying worth $40 million?
Oh no.
No. Somebody who knows something, I'm like,
Yeah.
they gonna still pick it up. So whether they see it or not, the value don't change. That's them slipping. So
Kojak,
Yeah.
we just had an Angelica.
it don't, because we get wrapped into that. We get lost. And it's not even for them to see it. Like I look at my brother-in-law Chris, like I forgot who he sings what group.
Perfection, like and for
Like I go to his church and like I mean he rips out of control, but it's when it's your home. Not saying that. Yeah, so it by you just being used to, you think it's normal. I'm
They
like,
dope anyway.
I'm just like, no, this ain't normal. But if you just so used to, you're accustomed. You go somewhere else, or when people go somewhere else, they get praised differently.
Yeah, for
it's just
sure.
because you're accustomed, and it doesn't. You can't even focus on that. So I'm saying that to you.
Yeah, so Chris is like a brother to me too. We've been on each other for years. So like we at our church, and you know, I'm the musical director for his church too. Like you know, I make sure the music is ran right between me, him, and Buffy and all that stuff. So, but when we go to like the other churches and stuff like that, like people be losing their mind on how amazing, you know, Chris is. You know, all that stuff. But I mean, that just goes to show, man. Integrity would tell you from Angelica's standpoint, a person is supposed to pick up that Picasso off the ground, go to the owner and say, you got this price too low.
Right. Yeah.
And say,
Now you don't went too far.
Yeah.
Now.
But integrity will tell you, you got this price at $200 when I'm really supposed to give you at least $200,000.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't come back and do that.
Yeah.
That ain't what I was saying, Chris. But we don't.
But
But he's dropping some criticisms. Yeah, he's dropping criticisms right now. Right. Yeah. But let me ask you this though, man. And how we looking to ship?
We so old.
Oh, we should have wrapped up a long time ago. So let me ask you this, because let me plant this seed. You know, this is black market strategy, free shit.
For sure.
Right. So the city of Memphis should, and then not the city itself, but we
I can see where this is going.
should create a Memphis All-Star band.
For sure.
With the best of the best that have done it.
I got them in my phone.
Right. Well, you got them in your phone. You know, we just had Kirk Clayton on the show last week.
KC, that's my uncle.
Right.
Uncle to me.
He's so nice.
Right.
Man.
He's so nice.
Speaking of the best that have done it, right? You think about you, KC, Carlos Sargent.
That's
right?
my homie too.
Right.
I seen him last night.
Right.
He's my folks.
Right, man. You know, get Boo in there, right? To do some writing and engineering and put a team, get some horns in there. Put a team and put a Memphis band together. Of all our stuff. Okay, I'm gonna head that up. I got it. And we're gonna cut her album.
And grab some youth with you. Bring some with you.
Cut a record.
Well, they had a group called the Memphis All Stars.
I remember that. I remember them.
Paul, the guy,
I remember
good
that.
friend of mine was.
I remember that. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm down, man. Y'all got me whatever you need me to do.
Man.
I'm gonna get on there too. I'm gonna get on there too.
What you gonna do, Jelly?
I'm gonna sing on there.
Sing what?
What y'all need me to sing?
Ooh, take me to the
Singing
water.
now. Singing now. Sing it for us now.
Right.
You gotta hold an ear.
Here it comes. We want more subscribers, so hold it. Right.
If we hit 5,000 subscribers, I will sing for the first time
And
on
we're
there.
gonna play the Ricky Floyd twerking tape.
Yep,
while she's singing.
Yep, there we go.
Right. The pastor
Y'all
Ricky
better
Floyd
tap
twerking
in.
tape.
You better tap
But I would say
in.
this, Chris, before we hang up, before we get off and hang up. You have a beautiful soul, okay?
Oh, thank
I
you.
always thought about you. I'm sorry, I just love you.
That's
I tell my mom about you all the time. I love you, and you have a beautiful soul. So
Thank you, Jelly.
don't ever lose that.
I ain't gonna lose no matter how high or low I go, Jelly. You know, you're my homie.
He's
just had a tear
beautiful.
moment.
I ain't saying you're a nice looking person too, but people think they look nice looking on the outside and be ugly toe up on the inside.
Cool thing about it is I know your husband, so
yeah.
that's my G. I know it ain't.
So I still got eyes. You not a handsome man, so I mean, I can say I can give it. If you handsome, you handsome.
Yeah.
Handsome, you're handsome. But you have a beautiful inside and outside. So
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Man, quick thing about Jelly. Besides off record, man, she be trying to hook me up with everybody. Antonio, man, what is that?
But did she try to hook you up with Angela?
Man, they trying to hook me up. We out here. Let's talk about it.
Twin.
Oh my God!
Right.
can I say this, please? Because,
She be trying.
You know how somebody's a good man? Yeah,
I'm here with Michael. I got his shirt on.
Right.
you know how somebody's a good man. You be like, dang, this is a good man. You can hook him up with somebody. Now I know there may be flaws because y'all know men to be men, but still, he's a man. And there's not a lot of men. And then, well, you know what I mean. If you know what I mean.
Well,
There's not men. Like I got a man. My husband's a man.
then my boy.
Yeah, everybody ain't men. Thank you, Michelle.
But some of them are main.
Yeah.
Man.
Nah, we don't want none of him.
Man.
I love main.
He is. So I'm just saying.
Well, Jelly know I had to get her. I had to get on her
Right.
case on about that.
I'm glad you-
You'll put me on blast. That's okay.
She ain't trying to plug me with nobody.
Golly, AP.
Tell you something.
Right.
Oh man.
Right.
Man, y'all, thank y'all for having me here, man. I got a gift. I brought gifts. Hold on.
What? Hold up now.
You better take
Hold
notes.
up now.
You
Hold
better
up
take
now.
notes. Okay, what we got?
This something
Oh, sharing gifts.
There you go.
There you go,
Oh,
Jelly.
tell you ain't got one. It's okay. We're gonna get you a seat.
I got you, producer. I got you, baby girl. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know,
That's what's up.
that might be a little too big. Y'all might have to cut them up.
Wear mine to bed.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
man, look, so look, we get look. So this free black market strategy shit. That's my marketing. company.
I wish you.
So look, we need to get, if you ain't doing it already, we need to get your own named drum machine, drum line, app or something.
I love it.
Real talk. So we need to be working on that for real.
I got a lot of great stuff in the works. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I'm connected to a lot of amazing people, as you know,
Yeah.
and everything. And they have took me into their corridors and helped me with some market strategies and doing some amazing things, man. And when those things come out, I'll be back on the show to promote them and everything. So
And you got a podcast, don't you?
yeah, I do a podcast at the Memphis Drum Shop.
Memphis Drum Shop been doing it for years,
Man, for years, man.
uh-huh.
Yeah, and Jim Pettit is actually like a father to me. My dad even told me, he was like, the only man I'm gonna get the keys to your heart to is Jim Pettit. So Jim and Nancy Pettit,
Yeah.
they're like my godparents. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Stuff like that. And just like Pastor Orr is too. Pastor
Yeah.
Orr and Valerie Orr, like they're my
okay,
godparents
okay.
too. So
Man, you're surrounded by good people, man.
I know.
and that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You
Yeah.
know, my daddy always told me get with people who are better than you at it, so
Amen.
you can become what you need to become.
Absolutely, man.
know what I'm
You
saying?
are a
From-
blessed
Jesus.
individual.
Hello,
Yeah.
I told
Real
you.
talk,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Real talk, man.
Yeah.
Y'all give it up for Chris Pat, man. Give it up.
Oh,
yeah.
give it up.
Yeah, man.
Thank y'all.
Yeah,
No,
man.
thank you,
man.
Chris.
Thank you for joining us, man. And Instagram, social media. How can
Yeah,
people get you?
it's simple. It's at Chris Pat 1986 on Instagram, and on Facebook it's my full name, Christopher Patrick Bounds II.
Lord, it's
Ju-
the government.
Yeah, just look me up. You're gonna see a lot of pictures of me with my daughters, with my drum corner teaching the kids, and a lot of pictures of me just having fun playing either here in the community or out in the world, man. You find me if you're looking for me to play here in Memphis every Monday. I'm at Love in Love Memphis every Monday. You can find me. With Shayna J, hanging out with Curtis, giving Coco, hanging out with all my boys, man. DJ Shaw, everybody, man. We out there every Monday night. Come hang with your boy, man. Have a drink, man. Let's play. Let's have a good
I see
time.
him online beating a box. That's
Yeah.
what I'm done. I said, is you beating a box and it sound like that? I am done.
I gotta wrap the segment up, but I'm
I
tripping.
know.
So
Yeah.
here you are. You playing for Christina Aguilera. You
He
come
come
back
to-
and do
thank
local
you.
stuff on
Humble.
Mondays. You're mentoring kids in the
Yeah.
drum shop. Man, absolutely amazing,
I
bro.
know.
That's all I gotta
Appreciate
say.
it.
Kudos
You got to
to
stay
Make
sharp.
my heart warm.
You got to stay
Kudos.
sharp. I used to have somebody tell me, it's like, why you playing there? Ain't you above that? It's like, no, I'm not above anything. I love to play. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's
I'm
up.
sharp.
Right.
And I also remember AP when they told me I couldn't.
Right. Oh, yeah.
They told me I couldn't. You
Yeah,
ain't good
yeah,
enough yet.
yeah.
This ain't your turn, man. So every opportunity I get, AP, I'm gone. Like I'm a play. You know what I'm
They had you
saying?
fucked up.
Whether it's for
Yeah.
Even if it's for $100 or $1,000, man, I'm here.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. So listen, next week we got Johnny Walker, Big Sue, Al Capone on the show. So y'all make sure y'all tap in. And look, if you've enjoyed the show, make sure you hit us up with a recommendation or say something good about the show so that our people and your people can see what you're saying. Y'all, once again, give it up for Chris Pat.
Give it up.
Yeah.
We done did a marathon.
Man,
Yeah.
this brother,
It's
this
been
brother.
an absolutely wonderful show. You have been watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We'll see you next week.